G'day guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to do a bit of a how-to video. Nice easy one, something that people get, well I guess, nervous about doing, especially on the Rangers, with the time and things that you got to do. But today we're going to do a how-to video on how to service your Ford Ranger. See, this is funny thing. Pinnacles fire tower. Might seem a bit overkill. Masterpiece. So, like I said, with the 3.2 litre Ford Ranger, it's recommended that you do the oil change in around the 10 to 15 minute mark with the oil pump that is on these engines. They are a self-priming oil pump, so what it means is you can't really let the oil drain out, otherwise it won't prime up again and then you're going to have issues. But I think a lot of people get pretty nervous about doing an oil change on this particular car because of that time limit that you got to work within. But it's actually a really easy process, and you can save a bit of money, do it yourself, learn some stuff, because yeah, that's what I like to do. I like to learn these things, and this is one of the things that I've learnt. If you can't make it to the mechanic to get those guys to do it, it's good so you can just do more servicing if you want, because it's like a 15,000 kilometre interval, but you could do it at that 7,500 kilometre interval if you wanted to. But yeah, I just thought I'd do a how-to video on how to service it. We can all learn together. I've done it a couple of times myself. It's a really easy process. So first things first, I'm definitely no mechanic, just having a crack, and I like to do these things and know how to do them just in case I have to, you know, I don't know, help someone else out or there's something wrong. You can always look around and have some idea of what's going on with your car. So yeah, but I'm going to do a whole service. It's going to be your air filter, all the oil filter, engine oil, cabin filter, fuel filter, and then on mine as well I've got the Ryco catch can and pre-filter, which is I'm going to do those as well. So it's pretty easy. Yeah, there's not much that you need really, just your standard tools, which is pretty easy, and then all your filters and everything. So I mean, I'm using the Newlon 5W30, that's the recommended oil for the Ranger. It doesn't have to be Newlon, that you need 9.5 litres I think for the engine oil change. That just comes in a 10 litre bottle, that's why I got that one. And then for your filters, Ryco were nice enough to send me a few things. A couple of things I did by myself already, which were, I got the Z980, is that working? Z980, that's the secondary fuel filter. I've got the R22724P, which is your standard fuel filter. I've got the R2720P, which is your engine oil filter. They did send me another air filter, but I've got the real fancy one. But it's always good to have a spare air filter anyway, for when if you do have like an aftermarket one like mine, you can take it out, put this one in while you're cleaning it, just in case you leave it out for the day and let it dry. Then I've got this, which is the RCA 227M cabin filter. That's about it. Yeah, let's rip in. Actually pretty clean under here at the moment. So with this whole sort of, sorry about lights, like midday now. So with this engine oil change, it's all about the preparation. So first things first, I don't know if you'll be able to tell, I've turned the steering to full right hand down lock. As you can see, steering is at full lock to the driver's side, And what we'll do is we'll take off the little splash flap there and get access to the oil filter, because that's just in here. I've already taken off the bash plate underneath, the sump guard bash plate, so that's got my access there. So let's get into it. So for this process, it's nice and easy. I've got zip ties on here because I've taken them off so many times. And in there, you'll see we've got nice full access to our oil filter. So for this one, that's just a 27mm. Oh, there we go. There will be a bit of oil that does spill out with this, but don't be worried about that. So with this one, it's nice and easy. All it is, drop all that oil out, that just slips in. And then in here, just get a little screwdriver and take out that O-ring. Then we just get our new filter and O-ring. Oil on your fingers here. And we'll just put that new O-ring back on there, making a bit of a mess. And then we'll just get our new filter. That just slips on like that. And now we just put the filter back in. There we go. There are correct torque settings for that. Right, yeah. So now we'll just cable tie that back up because I'm lazy and because I've taken out those scrivets so many times, they just keep failing on me. So what I'll do now is I'll get nice and prepped for up here. Get the funnel ready, the oil's ready, and then under here I've already made a mess. So this is just a 13mm. Oh. This is the part that is probably the most crucial. That's better. Ooh. We'll let that drain till it gets to a easy stream, sort of. It might take about a minute or so. Tell you what, it's bloody filthy under here. So it's probably, oh, I don't know, minute 30-ish. We'll let it go for a little bit longer. We just don't want that oil pump to fully drain out. I reckon that's probably enough. And then straight away, we want to get pouring. So I'll put in about 9 litres. Throw that back on. And then straight away we want to jump in the car and turn it on. There we go. Rightio, so I've let the car run for 3 or 4 minutes now. I can see on the clock here on the camera that it's sitting at 11 minutes all up. So 11 minutes from when I started filming that engine oil change. But when I started running the engine, it was at about 8 minutes. So under 10 minutes you can get this done. You don't have to stress, you can cruise. And like I said, it's all in that preparation time. So let's go ahead And we'll just check the oil now, so we're nice and clean. Probably a bit hard to tell, but you want to be at the sort of top, mid to top end of that, which I can see I'm pretty much, there's about 3 or 4 mil in it there. That means we're all good to go. So it really isn't that hard to do in your driveway. I did make a mess underneath, which is all part of the fun in my driveway. Rightio, so now that's done, we'll move on to all the filters. I'll probably start with the air filter, take that out, and then do all the catch can and fuel filters, which is a pretty easy process. What I'll also do is I'll put a link in the description for the air filter cleaning and how I do it, and my air filter. I'm running the Ryco Performance one, which is a full replacement, but as you can see it's pretty filthy. So I'm not going to show this, but yeah, I'll put a link in the description for how I clean my air filter, which is like a 3-minute video, I think, 4-minute video, nice and easy, but I won't show you that. I'll get this done quickly and then we'll move over onto the other filters. So just quickly before I clean this air filter, the one reason, well, one of the best reasons about this 2-part air filter is I've just taken off the outer, which is filthy, and then the inner is absolutely clean. So that is how it should be. There you go, that's the difference. So you only have to clean one part of it as well. So what I've done is I've put a second air filter in the filter itself at the moment. So once this is dry I can just put that back in and I don't need to touch that, it's all good. Still nice and crystal clean in there too. Telling ya, Ryco, you've done it. Rightio, so while that air filter is now drying, we'll do the cabin filter. This one's really easy. All you do is open your glove box, and then in the sides here it's got these 2 little stoppers, so you just push the sides in and that opens up into behind here, and this right here is your cabin filter. So that just slides out. There we go, it's pretty filthy. So I'll chuck that there. And on the front of the cabin filter, it's got this little up. So you know that's up, it's got this little tab to pull it out. But all we'll do is slide that back in, like so. Boom. And then we'll get our cover, which just goes back on like that. And then that just clips in nicely, and then just reverse that, and that's the cabin filter done. So while that air filter is drying out, we're going to change my crankcase filter, or the catch can. Change that filter. Just going to get these 2 hoses out of the way, and this one here, that one out of the way, and we can pull this out and that'll easily come out. But before I change that, I'm just going to change the fuel filter. We'll lose a bit of fuel here, that's all right. So what I've done is I've just drained all that fuel out of the monitor. That's just to see if you can see any water or anything. They didn't have any, it's just all diesel. What I'll do is I'll put that back on, and we can go throw that back on the filter. That is that. So to change, I'll just put it put the crankcase itself in the vise just to keep it. Haven't tightened up, it's just sort of sitting there. So we grab some Torx bits. Whoop. And that. Whoop. Just throw there. And then our new crankcase filter. That will just slip. Just clip back in there. And here we've got, I'll grab a little screwdriver. It's got this O-ring in there. So whoop, we'll just take that one out, put the new one back on. It's that simple. And we'll just put that back. In line. You can do that back up. Yeah, so on my car, for this catch can here, I'd probably get under there, and with the drain hose it's real easy. I do it about once a month, but you do catch a fair bit of oil. It's all about those preventative measures with these engines. So your catch can and your pre-filter are probably two of the best sort of prevention measures that you can do to your Ford Ranger or any common rail diesel basically, or any diesel car I think. So that one's all good, we can throw that back in now. Rightio. So now we can feed this puppy back down there to where it... There we go, that's back in. We'll put that bottom hose back on. And our top hose. Rightio, so catch can and pre-filter oil filters changed. Last but not least, the main fuel filter. Whew, it's bloody hot, I tell you what. Not used to this. I was loving the winter, but that's the last thing to do now, so I'll show you how we do that. Rightio, so with this fuel filter, we're going to take the whole thing out. So with this fuel filter here, I'm just going to take a photo of exactly how the lines go in. You got your dark blue, your light blue, your red and your black, just so I don't mess it up. So we're just going to get our little pick here and undo these clips. That one, and then this one's the bugger. Man. That bottom one, it's always been a bit more difficult. Actually, I might just pull that up, and I'm just going to unscrew this, whatever way it goes. Oh, there we go. And that pops up. I'll just sit that back down in there. Ooh, and that should just pop out. I'll just push that back in there. That's better. So make sure it's lined up correctly. Oh, something's missing there. Yeah, there we go. Whew. It's just about lining up those tabs again and getting the angle correct to the actual bracket itself. Rightio, so now that's all back on, we're just going to replace all the fuel lines. And now, before we fully start the ignition, I'm going to cycle the fuel pump 3 or 4 times just to get the fuel primed and into the fuel filters themselves, because this one here is not, well, this one here's not primed up yet, so it might even be 5 times. So I'll hold it on for, leave it on the reds, and you'll hear the pump prime up for about 30 seconds each time, and I'll just cycle through it before I even attempt to start the car. You can hear the fuel starting to trickle through. So that's 3 times now. Fifth time. So we'll go ahead. There we go. So that's all those filters done. The last thing to do now is just oil up the air filter and we're done. If only it was this tall as a daily. Looks sick up that high. But anyway, yeah, so nice easy video. That's basically a full service done by the oils in the transfer case and diffs and the gearbox. Look, this took me probably 4 hours, but I was filming and I did go up to the auto shop a couple of times just to get some pics and things like that, just to make the job easier. But if you got those already, this should realistically take you, I reckon, 2 hours and you'd be done in the driveway as well. So it's all about that preparation. I mean, I'm not the most prepared guy when I'm undertaking something like this. I'm kind of winging it, so I do make some trips down to the local auto shop, which is all good, doesn't bother me at all. But yeah, if you weren't filming, yeah, 2 hours easy. But yeah, what I'll do is I'll leave the link down below in the description to each of the products that I've used on here, all the Ryco products. I use all Ryco filters and everything. You've seen some of the other videos. I've done the fuel filter and catch can install, so things like that, and the air filter. So that I'll leave those in the description below as well. But hopefully this video has helped you a bit. It's definitely good to know how to do these things yourself. You know, if you're just a busy tradie, you use your car every day and you have to do it on the weekends and you can't get to the mechanic. But I also do this and I support local business. My local mechanic as well, Craig at Nova Auto, he does the majority of my servicing when I can get to him. But it's always good to know how to do it yourself. That's what this whole video was about, just showing you that literally if I can do it, you guys can do it as well. Anyway, gonna finish the beer, hook up the boat and hit the lake for the afternoon. Hope you liked it, guys. Hope it was helpful. Don't forget to like and subscribe, give it a share, hit that notification bell. Yeah, I've got some more videos coming on the way. I can't wait for this lockdown to be over so we can go back out camping. Cheers, guys.